Okay. Hello. Hope we're all doing well. It's supposed to be a very good day today as we are getting into a topic that I am rather passionate about, I guess. Had to run a late night errand for the lady of the house, so we did start a little bit late, but we're still here, and that's what matters. But if things was to have went a little bit further south, then we would have probably just delayed until tomorrow. But I did kind of give my word that we would do a stream tonight and tomorrow, so trying to keep to that. Your word is your bond, as they say. So, first things first. Go ahead and get the updates and stuff out of the way. I think it's more toward the end of the month, so not quite yet. Hey Stormy, how's it going? But more toward the end of the month, there is a documentary that is coming out that I will be covering, and I will be doing essentially a live reaction to, and it's supposed to be a very long documentary. We're talking like somewhere around 3 to 4 hours long. So it's basically going to take up the entirety of the streaming time that I normally do, which is around about the same time. But that ought to be fun because it is on someone whom on my YouTube channel I covered a couple of times before, and I figure kind of keeping to the model of the channel, I would continue to do that. But like I said, we will see how that goes. For now, though, the main topic of discussion is to talk about one of my more passionate things that I'm into, which is good old D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. And on my short stream yesterday, I had said that mainly what we were going to be talking about for this particular thing is the additions that people use, my takes on that, and my opinions, so on and so forth. So, just a little bit of backstory for me. I have been doing Dungeons and Dragons related stuff, been DMing myself for a little bit over 5 years. So, I'm not too heavily into it to say that I've been there since, like, edition 2 or something like that, because I haven't been. Well, Stormy, I hope you rest well. But I haven't been there since like edition 2 or anything like that. My first introduction into Dungeons and Dragons was 3.5, and then I just kind of did my own delving into it from there. And about around that point, 5th edition had already been introduced, and much of the people that are popular now for doing D&D, like Matt Mercer and Dimension 20 and all of them, the big names that everybody knows of, Critical Role, they had all been doing 5th edition, albeit with their own homebrew sort of stuff. Aside from that, I got into it with 3.5. Started delving into 5th edition just to kind of see how everybody does things differently, how it does things differently. And what I had kind of noticed from the get-go with the differences between 3.5 and 5th edition is that a lot of the, what I guess is considered now to be controversial stuff really isn't brought up. Now, what do I mean by that? Controversial, more or less, meaning, for example, the differences in how dark elves or drow are treated in opposition to how they were treated in 3.5 to how they're treated in 5th edition. So, in 5th edition, yeah, good night, Stormy. And thank you for at least popping in and leaving a lurk. That's always good. No, someone named Stormy dropped by and left a lurk. So my view count will be up. Yeah.
Oh, I think I know Stormy.
They go by Stormy the raccoon.
I think they might be friends with TJ.
Yeah. Yeah, Metalis is here too. So. That was the lady of the house, the lovely Ray, everybody. Anyways, so the way Dark Elves are treated in 3.5 Yes. But the way that Dark Elves are treated in opposition to 5th edition as they're treated in 3.5. In 3.5, Dark Elves are not very well liked. As a matter of fact, they're probably one of the more immediately, dare I say, hated of the groups in Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, the idea is that anytime you see a Dark Elf or you see a Drow, the chances are good that Dark Elf or Drow is going to essentially bring about their own bring about the dark agenda of their gods. And the main god, of course, of the Drow, at least of the Drowish pantheon, is Lolth, who, if anybody's familiar with that, is the goddess of chaos. Basically, anytime that there's destruction or anything like that, she is the first person that you blame whenever it comes to that. And the Drow worship her as their main deity. So there is a lot of dark things, no pun intended, that are...
Dog's at the door now.
I know he is. That are cemented in their history. So because of that, a lot of civilizations in Faerun and around Faerun consider them basically a kill-on-sight sort of thing. You see a dark elf, get rid of it, because otherwise you're bringing about essentially the destruction of whatever happens to be there. So if it's a human settlement, so on and so forth. And so they have like this immediate hatred towards the Drow. Now in 5th edition, that is completely turned on its head to where the Drow are not immediately hated anymore. Instead, they're given this thing of where they're kind of disliked. Basically just saying that if there's a dark elf, we just dislike them. We don't really want them around. We don't trust them. But they're not hated. In 3.5, if a Drow came within, I don't know, firing range of any guards in the towers above a city or above a village, those guards would immediately open fire on the Drow. But that's in 3.5. In 5th edition, instead, they would probably have their bows or crossbows up and be like, hey, keep an eye on them, this person's coming in. And then whenever they got within shouting range, they would then, what's your business here, that sort of thing. Now, that's not to say that every single settlement in 3.5 was like that towards the Drow, because, as we know, a world in Dungeons & Dragons is only as hostile as the DM allows it to be. So there is a possibility that some Drow would be seen as immediate threats, whereas others would be seen as, just keep an eye on them, that sort of thing. But the main thing that I kind of don't like, that is a thing between 3.5 and 5th edition, is just all those hard changes. Instead of it being that certain creatures are taken as, put them down on sight, or we distrust them on sight, suddenly it's, oh, well, we just accept everybody comes in. And that has kind of been the thing about the new editions that I've noticed, is that there's this weird, all-encompassing inclusivity of everybody and everything, which doesn't make sense whenever you look at the history of each of these things. For example, half-orcs and orcs in general have had a very terrible history and reputation with every other race or species, whatever you want to call them, with every other creature on, with every other creature within the world. Orcs and half-orcs have had a very terrible history. They have a absolute blood-covered history with dwarves. They have an almost equally bad history with elves. There are entire civilizations, settlements, cities that have been decimated, destroyed by orcs themselves. And because of this, half-orcs get a bad rap and get a bad reputation in many cities. And that's why there are usually very slow percentages of them that exist in most settlements. Because not a lot of people trust a half-orc, just because of the fact that you have orc in your race name. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing for the world. It creates a very good character building point that you can make. You can make a character honestly easier, or you can make a character have like a better backstory because of this untrustworthiness that comes with them. But it ends up being this thing where a lot of the times in the new editions, they don't really know how to treat backstories with those sort of things. Like everybody, the idea that absolutely everybody has to be accepted from the ground up and there should be no bias against them no matter what they are, is weird. It's very weird to me because, for example, if you had a full-blown forest troll, right? So, big 8-foot, lanky, regenerative troll that the most of what they do on a daily basis, at least for their... Thank you so much.
It's got 4 shots in it.
Oh, awesome.
So 2 doubles.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
I think it's raspberry and lemonade.
That is exactly what that is. So, if you have a troll that lives in a settlement of dwarves, for example, a troll, being in a dwarven settlement would be seen as, I would think, odd. Hey, kitty cat, how you doing? I'm doing well tonight. I started a little bit late, but we're catching up. And we are talking about Dungeons and Dragons right now. So, if you're a nerd, definitely be right up your alley.
We didn't even get halfway through.
Oh, awesome! Waiting to get a new phone. That's cool. But so if there's a troll that lives in a dwarven settlement, then obviously, I think that there should be some weirdness from the dwarves about this troll living there, especially given the history that trolls basically kill and eat. What? No. So given the fact, oh sweet, well then this should be like a refresher course for you basically. Given if a troll is living in an all-dwarven settlement, you would think that the dwarves would find it a little odd that there is a troll there. Like maybe they would find it a little precarious to have a troll there, given that trolls will basically, like a Wendigo, eat. Oh, okay. Well, it corrected it to say that you were waiting on a phone. Okay. Well, don't worry. We're fixing our food situation as well. So, given that trolls are like Wendigos and they basically eat everything around them and kill everything around them, you would think that it would make sense that dwarves would be a little wary of a troll being in their settlement. However, with 5th edition, and now coming up on 6th edition / 1 DND, whatever you want to call it, they kind of want everybody to have the same exact tone whenever it comes to that. They want it to be like, oh, well, if a troll is in a dwarven settlement, then that should be super cool and fine, and nobody should ever question why the troll is there. But you should, though, because that's strange. That's a very strange thing. It would be kind of like having if you have a fire elemental hanging out with a bunch of water elementals, it would be very odd. Yes. So for those of you who aren't completely caught up with recent news of Dungeons and Dragons, there is a new edition coming out either later this year or early next year. I'm not entirely sure. But there's a new edition coming out that is, a lot of people call it 6th edition, but Wizards of the Coast are calling it 1 D&D. So the number 1 D&D. And what 1 D&D is supposed to be is it's going to be an all-digital edition, essentially, of Dungeons and Dragons. They're focusing on a virtual tabletop that everybody's going to use. And they're not going to have physical copies of books anymore. There is only one more physical copy of a book that you can get that is going to be released later this year. That is the very last Player's Handbook for 5th edition. It's essentially the 2024 Player's Handbook. It has like 60 plus pages more of content. Which I have problems with that edition as well, because I've seen some people who got their early copies and they did their reviews of it, so on and so forth. But yeah, the next edition of Dungeons & Dragons that comes out is supposed to be all digital. They're going to be focusing on this virtual tabletop that's coming out that they're basically sinking all their money into. And getting a physical copy of a Dungeons & Dragons book from WotC itself, I think, is basically just going to be impossible. The only way you can probably get it is by going on like eBay or Amazon or something like that and just finding previously owned books, because they're not going to be printing anymore after this last book is done. So just as soon as 1 D&D launches, and the all-digital version of Dungeons and Dragons is out, then the only copies of the books that you'll be able to get is the digital copies. You're not going to be able to get any physical copies anymore.
Yeah.
So it's strange, to say the least, but you know, it is what it is. But back to what I was saying before, in 5th edition and with now 1 D&D, they want it to be a normal thing for a bunch of dwarves to be hanging out with an orc, for example. They should just be, high-fiving each other and all hugs and love and everything else, and it just doesn't make sense given that the history between dwarves and orcs is just so tattered and so bloody that you would think that either one of them just seeing each other would at least, at bare minimum, give you a little bit of a distrust of each other. But instead they want it to be like, oh no, these dwarves and orcs love each other now. And it just, I don't know, I think it just erases a bit of history that made the world of Faerun or the world of Eberron or whatever it is you use interesting. To go away from all this, these entire editions, these entire books that have chapters upon chapters upon chapters of history for each of these races, and then suddenly you're just like, well, we're going to wipe that clean. Everybody suddenly is all loves and hugs and rainbows. It will eventually in my opinion, it's going to eventually make it to where future editions and future campaigns of D&D are not really going to be about going out and, earning XP and slaying monsters and stuff like that. It's more going to be essentially just a day-to-day life sort of thing. Instead of, we're adventurers who are above and beyond the call, and we go out and we slay these monsters that are endangering castles or continents or whatever the case is, or endangering the world. Instead, we're going to be prodigies that are above and beyond what we do, and what we're going to be doing is essentially telling the story of how they get up and work a 9-to-5 every day, which is just strange. Because the idea behind each character that you make in Dungeons and Dragons is that your character is above and beyond the call whenever it comes to wherever they're from. If you have, just kind of give you an idea, if you have a human that has a +1 modifier with their strength, in the world that they're in, they're considered to have super strength. They're considered to be superhuman at that point. Just having a +1 to any of your stats makes you a superhuman. If you're a human or a super elf or a super dwarf, whatever the case is, it brings you above and beyond the station of other dwarves and other humans, other elves, all that stuff. So the idea that you're just going to just rinse all of that history away is just, I don't know, from a storyteller standpoint, it just doesn't seem right. It kind of feels like they're taking a bunch of hard work and just flushing it. It's like, well, we don't need it anymore. And that would be great if what you replaced it with was better than what you had. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Kind of going back a little bit into the past as far as 5th edition goes, one of the last books that we got before the PHB release this year, one of the last books that we got was Monsters of the Multiverse. And given Monsters of the Multiverse wasn't something that was like a mainstay, it wasn't like a demand that every DM had Monsters of the Multiverse and you had to go by the new rules, although some people do play like that. I don't know why. But some people do play like that, and that's fine. But given that, some people wanted to throw out like the entire PHB and start using just the stuff from Monsters of the Multiverse. Which I guess is okay if that's what you wanted to do. I'm not saying that you can't. As a matter of fact, I'm not saying you can't do anything in your own world. It's your world, you do what you want. I just find it to be a little odd, to say the least, that you would want to include one book and essentially exclude the rest. It's kind of weird. Or just go by based off of whatever the edition has come out with. Like, for example, in Monsters of the Multiverse, the Aarakocra, or the Acrocroca, whatever you want to call it, it's the bird people. In early 5th edition and in all throughout 3.5, all flying creatures could fly double.
I'm making this one because I made chicken strips.
Yeah, that'll be fine. All of the flying races, or the flying creatures, could fly double what they could move on the ground. I think that makes sense, given that flight is a faster form of travel. However, in Monsters of the Multiverse, the Acrocroca, or Aarakocra, whatever you want to call them, they can only fly the same speed that they can move on the ground. To me, that doesn't make sense. Because if flying is a quicker mode of transportation, why would your flight speed be the exact same speed as you walking on the ground? You would think that they would at least like add 10 feet or double it like they did in 3.5, but no, it was the exact same, which is just weird to me. But it is what it is. Everybody can use their own thing the way that they want to use them. Not dunking on anybody who does that. I personally just think it's a little weird. But what I think is a little weird could be, a little weird to someone else, or just perfectly fine to someone else. But it's... And in the end, whenever it comes to Dungeons & Dragons, whatever world that you and your DM, or you as the DM, whichever it is it happens to be, whatever it is that the DM creates and the players are a part of and they all agree to, then that's what happens, what does, and what is. But I personally think that there are some things that should be looked at very critically before you include them in any world that you're building, especially if it contradicts a well-established and well-known history or fact that all the players may already be aware of at the time. One of the biggest things that they introduced, in my opinion, in Monsters of the Multiverse was having goblins be of the Fey ancestry, or be of a basically their ancestors come from the Feywilds, meaning that they're technically related to fairies, pixies, and all those. That in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think that it's definitely strange to say that goblins originated from there, seeing as their other kin, hobgoblins, bugbears, and even orcs, didn't have an origin in the Feywilds, and never had an origin in the Feywilds. So the idea of giving them that origin story is very strange. It just, like I said, it just doesn't make sense. Now, if you wanted to treat goblins like humans, and the way the humans are portrayed in all of D&D, which is they have high adaptability, they can survive in multiple environments, and maybe that there are like a certain subspecies of goblin that solely exists in the Feywilds. I'm totally okay with that, because humans are the exact same way. There are humans that can solely live on land. They can live on they can live in cities in the sky. They can live on cold mountains, or they can live deep underground. Like that, having that adaptability is good. And for that to be the story, that would make sense. But not doing that, and instead just saying that all goblins in some form or fashion all originated from the Feywilds, is just nonsense. Now, because of the problems that I have with Monsters of the Multiverse, I don't use that book. As a matter of fact, I just kind of flat out rejected the book in and of itself, because there are just, honestly, just too many things that are wrong with too many of the racial traits and whatnot that I just couldn't be bothered. And that's another thing that 5th edition has completely, and I do mean completely, eradicated with the new 2024 Player's Handbook, is that there are no such things as racial traits anymore. They kind of eliminated that in, I think, early or mid 5th edition anyway, which I don't understand why that's the case. I mean, it is just inherently true that some creatures are better at things that others aren't. You wouldn't say that a human is just as good, if not better, at flying than, an owling is. That's just dumb. But they have completely gotten rid of racial traits. So you can't just pick an elf, for example, just a regular run-of-the-mill elf, and be like, okay, well, now that I'm an elf, I already know I'm going to be proficient with rapiers, I'm going to be proficient with longswords, I'm going to be proficient with longbows. That's not the case in 5th edition. In 5th edition, the only way you can be good with any of those is if you have the right lineage, the right backstory. Which is another thing that I think that kind of drops the ball on some things. Now it's not about any sort of inherent benefits that you have to being a certain race. It's now what your backstory is. So, in essence, you could pick to be an elf, and you could have no inherent magical abilities at all. No innate magical abilities, despite the fact that you are a magical creature. That your race is born from magic, has basically magic running through their veins. You could be an elf with no magic whatsoever. You don't know about it, never heard of it. It's all hoodoo voodoo to you. Which I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I guess in a way it could make as a good storytelling aspect if you really wanted it to. But overall, it just seems a little off. It's kind of like having a dwarf that doesn't really know much about gems or gem work. When all of the dwarves' backstory is about finding treasures, using those treasures to your advantage, finding out that certain treasures that you find are inherently better and make your life better, so you dig out those treasures more. It's just a weird, I don't know, it's like a weird escape. But you can do whatever you want with your own campaign, of course, but I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not strange, because it is. It's very strange. But
No, I used a car.
But aside from that, what the new player's handbook for this year has also included is they've already gotten away from the whole race thing. They now call them species. There is no inherent benefit to any of the species anymore. You have to have the right backstory. The artwork that they put in the new PHB is pretty good. Given a couple of examples that are honestly just takes off of the artwork from Magic the Gathering, which I know that WotC owns both, but still. But other than that, the artwork is really good. They have tried to make the new PHB basically be as neat and pretty as possible, which I do appreciate. And they also have included new subclasses from classes that from the base classes that we didn't have before. Like there is now new subclasses for sorcerer that we didn't have before, for druid, for barbarian and paladin. So all those are new, and bard. Bard has 2 new classes, which is nice. Or 2 new subclasses, sorry. But it be what it be. At some point, I'll probably do a stream where we are going through that and kind of looking at the new PHB. It's probably not going to be until later this year because, from what I understand, some of the people, especially on YouTube, who got early editions or early versions of the PHB, started getting hit with cease and desist because they were apparently showing stat blocks that they shouldn't have been. Which is very weird, to say the least. Because the way that it was essentially laid out to them is you have until this particular date, and then after this particular date you can talk about the PHB as much as you want. That's whenever the NDA that you signed expires. I think it was like August 1st is whenever it expired. So right whenever August 1st hit, you had all these YouTubers. You had Gianna and DND Shorts and a couple of others that I can't remember off the top of my head, but they all started talking about their reviews of the player's handbook. D&D Shorts himself actually went through the entirety of the PHB, so if you're interested in seeing what that is, you can go find him on YouTube. But his thing was like 3 or 4 hours long, something like that, but it's an entire video, an entire walkthrough of the PHB from cover to cover. And because of the fact that he and some of the other creators showed off the stat blocks for some of the stuff mentioned in there, suddenly they were getting hit with emails saying, "Hey, you shouldn't do that. Don't go over the stat blocks." And it's just very strange that I keep saying that word, but it is. Yes, it's very weird that it's like, oh, you can talk about it as much as you want. All right, I'm going to talk about the stat blocks. No, don't do that. But you told me I could talk about it as much as I want. Yeah, but not that. Okay, can you clarify what I can talk about then? No.
Careful, Rev. You talking about that, you might get in trouble.
Yeah, I know. It's very. That's what I don't get. Oh.
I'm making 2 boxes of the noodles.
Oh, sweet. It's going to be great then.
Yes.
But, that is essentially it as far as that goes. Like I said, I have my own biases against the new player's handbook and against 5th edition and soon to be 6th edition / 1 D&D as a whole. I just I don't know. I find it just a little odd to throw away so much work that has been put into into a lot of what it has, a lot of what WotC has going for it, and then just saying, well, we did all that work, time to throw it away. You know that entire history of the dwarves that you read up on? Yeah, throw that to the curb because none of that exists anymore. You know the history of Waterdeep that you spent an entire night looking up on? Well, in our new 6th edition, Waterdeep is nothing like that. Well, what is Waterdeep like? I don't know. You'll figure it out, I guess. I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me. Now, let's move on to a little bit more of personal subjects as far as D&D goes. I have ran, over the 5+ years that I've been doing D&D, I've ran a multitude of campaigns. The main campaigns that I have ran have not been just with like foreign and I guess what you would consider fantasy genre D&D. I've done one that I call Outbreak, which is basically like zombies. It's a zombie apocalypse, so think of Left 4 Dead or Resident Evil, that sort of thing. I've also ran one called Invasion, which can be like aliens, could be the forces of hell. So anything that is outside of those other genres. I've also did Star Wars, which was always fun. I've also tried to use a campaign with the Call of Cthulhu sort of setup. So instead of doing D20s, you're rolling D100s, which is very interesting. But yeah, I've done plenty of different campaigns. Probably one of my most interesting and more fun campaigns was Star Wars. Mainly because I love just basically almost everything that has to do with Star Wars, and I am a nerd through and through, so Star Wars is always a good little thing to go with and go after. One thing that I really loved about the Star Wars campaigns that I ran was doing the voices of the droids. Especially if you are introducing like the B1s and the droidicas and whatnot. If you actually hear the voices that they have in any of the multitudes of sources that are out there, whether it be the Clone Wars animated saga or the movies or whatever the case is, hearing the droids talk was always fun. So being able to replicate those were interesting. What I did with Star Wars, though, was try to set up a time period where everything within Star Wars kind of conjoined and converged in on itself. For example, although not outside of the norm, because it has actually happened in the books and whatnot and in Legends, having like the super battle droids or the B2s be during the Battle of the Empire and the Rebellion. It's not far-fetched that would happen, but it is can be a little odd, because most of the Separatist droids, by the time that the Empire rose completely to power and that they were starting to fight the Rebellion, most of the Separatist droids were basically either destroyed or were essentially shelved and stored to where they couldn't be found and used anymore. There is, of course, the exception where I think it is the newest line of books that have came out, the novels, where there is now a droid super virus, essentially, that is infecting all the droids and making them kind of operate on a hive mind. And given that Star Wars is essentially overran with robots and overran with droids, the idea that any time that you have to go to the medical bay to see one of the doctor droids that are there, that they could easily go from, oh, well, let me give you some Bacta to heal up your wounds, to, yeah, I'll give you some Bacta, and then by the time that you realize what's going on, they are completely dissecting your arm, or they're injecting you with some kind of like rare toxin that kills you instead of helps you. That's essentially what the droid virus is. It's just basically the droids and the robots acting in unison to take out the other sentient life of the universe. The ultimate, the ultimate revenge for all of the abuse that droids have gone through. And they no longer like being treated as disposable. It's the whole, I guess it's supposed to be the whole backstory of it. And at least that's what I can understand from it. And so, being able to use Star Wars in a D&D fashion is always fun. I didn't use the actual tabletop method of that game just because it was very odd and convoluted to me. I instead used just kind of a tweaked version of the regular D20 rules. And then just kind of delved into, mutants and, I think it's like Mutants and Masterminds or something like that, which is another D20 rule game that instead kind of delves into comic books and whatnot. So I essentially used a homebrew version of that, but made it into Star Wars, which really worked out. But for the other campaigns that I've run, namely Invasion and Outbreak, the standalone thing that I did was everything was kind of more difficult. It was harder hitting because everybody was humans fighting against either zombies or aliens or whatever it was. And, of course, being a human fighting against, something like the Predator, you're going to be at a disadvantage just because that is a high-tech alien that has so much more stuff compared to a dude running out of his house with just, his home defense shotgun. You might not be able to survive against that sort of thing, but all in all, those particular campaigns gave really good storytelling, and I think for the most part those who were in on those campaigns enjoyed them. I never really got any complaints about them, but it be what it be. As we watch my mini Robo Sapien walk across the desk.
Give you a hug.
He gave me a hug, yes.
Oh, I have Robo Sapien.
I love Robo Sapiens. I need to get a new big one, but I don't have $200 to just toss at that, unfortunately. But I don't know if what I've talked about thus far is kind of rings true with anyone else. I don't necessarily expect it to, seeing as they're mainly just my personal opinions on the whole thing. But I do believe and do think that it's just that some things don't need to be changed. Excuse me. As some people think that they need to, and I think some things are definitely different when they don't need to be, and are definitely changed when they don't need to be. I hope that all makes sense. Pretty sure everybody will tell me whether it does or not, so that's fine. But yes, so kind of backtracking once again to the beginning of this stream. In a couple of weeks, we will be live reacting to a documentary that is coming out. Like I said, it's going to be a very long one. I know good and well that the documentary itself, like I said, is going to be between 3 to 4 hours long, so that's going to take up basically the entire stream time that I have. And I'll try to pause as minimum as I can while we get through it, but knowing how I am and how long-winded I can be, we're not going to be able to do it in one sitting, and that's perfectly fine and perfectly okay.
Will's never seen it.
I don't know where else to go for right now. I think I got off my chest basically everything that I needed to. Well, since we're here and we're just chilling out, we might pop on some Fallout and just kind of keep chatting while we're doing this, right? Couldn't hurt anything, could it? Yeah, I hope all of you are doing well. And I think each and every one of you who pop in, whether you leave a lurk or not, it's all good. It's all great. I enjoy seeing you all, no matter what the occasion.
Everybody kept saying it to upset me, so
Let's see here. So get rid of that. And then we will open this. Of course, last time that we left off with Fallout, we were testing out Endless Warfare, and quite frankly, I was enjoying it. We might.
Bore everybody to death with DND, and now you're doing Fallout.
Nobody's talking, so I assume everybody either fell asleep or is bored or both. So,
Fell asleep, was bored, or left.
Fell asleep, bored, left. One of the three. It's fine. I don't expect people to stay here for the whole thing, especially not whenever I'm trying to meet a quota. You know, I don't expect people to stay around for the whole thing. But those who do, I'm definitely appreciative of. But yeah, I know one of the things that kind of became a pet peeve, I guess, was people trying to go fresh off of like Baldur's Gate 3 and then immediately diving into D&D and trying to expect it to be the same thing. That is just kind of infuriating in and of itself. Because there's certain things you can do in Baldur's Gate 3 that you can't do in normal D&D. Like you can't treat certain cantrips or certain spells as cantrips, whereas in that game they did. And also they tried to double down on like doing like 2 spell attacks and a normal attack in a round, which you can't do. Those kind of things. Those kind of things just don't exist. People tried to say that they did, but they sure didn't. Alright, that should pop up in just a second. Should be hearing it too in just a second as well. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, while we're getting that to load.
What?
What? Nothing, waiting on Fallout to load.
You're looking at Discord and your friends lists.
Yeah. Just seeing if I missed anything, because sometimes Discord doesn't update me when I have messages.
Messenger's been doing that with me here lately.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Same
on mine as well.
With my work page, it doesn't give me messages. I have to manually check it.
That figures. Okay. It's popping up on my end now.
Your mama messaged me on the group.
Did you?
She'd won on my post about me being the only one cracking down and deleting posts and banning people. And she said, "Thank you for all that you do."
Well, see, she appreciates you.
You got a big one. Graham. Got some of it. Dog's pacing, and I almost stepped on him.
Of course he is. So I don't remember where we were on this, so we're just going to go back to here. And we're going to treat it as if we just began a whole new day. I agree, Clint. I agree. Oh. A woo.
Hello. Oh, whoa.
I think our dog has an upset stomach, so I might have to end up taking breaks more often just to make sure that he's completely taken care of. I don't know what it is he got into in order to get an upset stomach, but it is what it is. I was wondering why that wasn't loading. Heh. Dumb me. Dumb me. How dumb can you be, sir? Poor me. Poor me. To quote Robin Williams. Loved that man. He was amazing. Clinton, despite you being fixed, you don't act like you've been fixed at all, do you? It be what it be. I am what I am, and I say that I am. The hell? Are you okay over there?
What?
Are you okay over there?
Yeah, they're playing builds on Fortnite because of quest stuff
Ah.
they need to do. And apparently this character was just running the fuck away. And Soul was like, that's not a person. And Chaos is like, yes it is, Soul. That is a child. That is a scared to death child. You frightened him.
Sounds about right. You frightened that poor child in Fortnite. How dare you?
I guess Soul dropped down out of nowhere in front of this poor kid, so he literally pulled just press the left click on the mouse and just spam around. Apparently they were just shooting all around the screen, but not on him.
That's great. I'm gonna shoot point blank and miss every shot.
So it was a panic attack.
I had a panic attack. I get it. Boop ba da ba ba da ba ba yak big yak big yak big yak big. What? Oh dear. Oh dearest me, oh dearest my, how will we run when I can't find my thigh? Okay, there we go. We still got Scorpio. Wonderful rad scorpion. I don't think... yeah, I don't. I need to set that up then. And our bullet time. And then we will put you over here.
Remember yesterday when I played, I shot somebody out of the car.
Oh yeah, I need to set up all of my stuff again.
Warning. Hazardous radiation levels detected.
I'm aware of this, and that's because Scorpios are out there. Oh dearest me, oh dearest my, they shot me in the thigh. I cried every day. Alright. Well, of course, as everybody knows, we do use mods for this, so don't be too shocked. Oh, amigo. Good old pip wrench. Pip wrench? You got a pip wrench? I sure do. Is what I've always wanted. A pip wrench. Everybody likes the pip wrench. Pipe, there we go. Pipe, and a Pipe. So now, oh yeah, that's right, I gotta change the weather. All the way down here. Set weather.
Sorry.
Should make everything clear. Oh dear. Oh. Of course the sky is full of vertibirds again, because that's normal. We love our vertibirds. We love our vertibirds, especially when the vertibirds are gonna kill us. That's always fun. Actually, let's see. Thank you kindly
Oh,
for all
shoot,
that.
I forgot all about your... I was just scratching that.
I didn't feel anything, so.
Or did I just so happen to miss it?
I think you just missed it. I didn't feel anything.
Well, we're gonna put a band-aid on it.
Okay. Well, the good news is that we're an hour and 15 minutes in, now an hour and 16 minutes in, and we still have one viewer. I am so happy. That's not a joke. I am happy about that. Zetans. Well, the Earth has been visited by Zetans. We figured that out in Fallout 3, where we got abducted. If I do remember correctly, I'm pretty sure this game and Fallout 3 take place around roughly the same time. I mean, we can encounter a Zetan. I do believe we did in one of the first streams that we did of this game, where we saw the crash and we got to go see the wondrous thing that is the crash ship and all that. Ooh, excuse me. Beggeth thy pardon. I beggeth thy pardon. I did not mean to make you feel bad. And if you felt bad, I am sorry. Do extend it so that way we can carve through our enemies. We're gonna get rid of that. Make this armor piercing. Or should we do hardened? A superior rate of fire. Yes. Yes. We know exactly what we're doing. Do we? Do we really? Look, we don't talk about that, okay? Oh, what don't we talk about? We just don't talk about it, okay? What's it? I'm not entirely sure. I'm just rambling. Just having something to giggle about. We can hear a bunch of shooting kind of off to our left hand side right now. So anybody who's scared, just know it's okay to be scared. And I'm scared too, I'll tell you right now. All the way down to calibrated powerful. Our comfort grip. Glow sights. And this we can turn into a rifle. Marksman's grip, and then our large quick eject, and then just do a reflex sight on it. That all looks about skippy. this, of course, is going to be turned into our snipper. Snippers, no snipping. Snipper, no snipping. There was something big that just passed us. I'm a little scared. Oh yeah. Keep that as it is. Well, maybe change the barrel. We can change the barrel, right? Alright, let's, now that we've done that, I'm a little scared to see what this is over here. Oh, it's just a vertibird. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break so that way I can take my dog out one more time, and when we get back we will continue this, continue just kind of having discussions in between, because that's what we do. And I'll see you all soon. And returned we have. And get back into our little session here. Like I said, I hope you all are enjoying just the time with me. I enjoy having you all here as always. Love and enjoy having all of y'all here. Just as you should, you know. Oh, he's not even in the suit anymore. Good. You're not even in the suit anymore, boy. How shameful. How shameful of you to abandon your suit. Oh my. Kablooey. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear, I did not, okay. We're gonna need some help. I think that's goes almost without saying at this point. We're gonna need some help. What's the current on that? 10 seconds? 5 seconds. Let's get a mutant super in here. And then a couple of robots. And then, and then, and then, and then. And that's the way it sounds. And then. We're getting fired upon. Son of a bitch. There's missiles coming from everywhere. Help. Help me. Sucks to be you, initiate. Oh no, wait, he's a night sergeant. Never mind. Gutsy. Gutsy, no. We're shooting so fast it can't keep up. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to get a missile launcher, I think. Because otherwise I am not gonna be able to get these, to knock all these dudes down. There just ain't gonna be a way. And then we can just get missiles. We've backed up a little too far. Whoops the doodles. Whoops the diddly doodles, bruh. Ew. Oh, foodula. Thank you very kindly. We got chicken strips with noodles and risses. Looks good. Smells good. And tastes good, can confirm. See, I probably could just spawn like a sentry bot annihilator, and he would take down most of these dudes, but I don't want to do that. No. Stop it. The hell? Did my rocket disappear? Oh, it just blew past it. Okay. There's so much happening at once. No. Oh, am I gonna make it? Nope. That's okay. Run away! Much love, thank you. Get out there, Gutsy. Get out there and show them what's what. A legendary brotherhood. They're everywhere. They're everywhere, Johnson. Open and shut case, Johnson. They're everywhere. Pain and hurt. They're absolutely everywhere, Johnson. Everywhere. The pain. The pain. It hurts. Ah, this is fun though. I always have fun playing this. You know what? Just for the sake of irony. That is so very many. I need to access your files. Allow me to access your files. Oh man. You know what? Just for the sake of doing it. Let's back out for a second. And we'll have to go into the settings again and probably drop that back down to low, just so we can, you know, get a good little thing going. What? I love hearing my playback of just wood. That's always fun. I thought I already had it on low, but who knows? I might have bumped it up to medium and didn't know. Or just don't remember, rather. I'm wondering if that will work just as that is, but we will see. Can never be too sure, Mr. Bond. Never be too sure. Yeah, if you all are enjoying this stuff, then feel free to drop a like and a follow and all that good stuff. I always appreciate it whenever you all come in and stop by and have a good time just as much as I do. Well, that's a thing. Whoopsie doodles. Oh my goodness, who knew? I didn't know. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Get back into this, fight some more Brotherhood of Steel. Be in the middle of a damn war zone. I am pretty sure that this is going to be funky as all hell, but we're going to enjoy it.
Whenever you're ready, game, I will be ready as well.
Well, I guess continuing the D&D discussion, next campaign I'm apparently going to be running is a Lord of the Rings style campaign, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to heavily enjoy that. Get to give Boromir a fair shake. Have Boromir and Faramir travel together. I might do that. Be a nice little alternate universe. Man, these tooltips are always amazing for Fallout. The broadside is the answer to that old age question. Would it be fun to walk around and shoot people with a portable naval cannon? Yes. Yes, it would. Oh my god. Blow them to pieces. Blow them to pieces, Bobby. Y'all just don't stop coming, do you? Yeah. Son of a bitch. Son of bitch. Damn, how many legendary fucking Brotherhood are over here? Why do some of them have whole queues? I'm confused. I am confusion. That son of a bitch. You take down one, that's 40 more. Yeah. I don't know you. That's my purse. Hell yeah, there we go. There we go. They're starting to thin out, Bobby. They're starting to thin.
Good. Good. Kill them all.
Goodness gravy train. Scorpio, no! You leave Scorpio alone. He's a brilliant scorpion. Scorpio! Aha! Yes. Yes, destruction, yes. Okay. Okie doodle. Well, we'll figure this out, I think. We shot their leg. It's over. Oh dear. It's the glitch. No. Oh, they're dead. Okay. So that does happen sometimes where, damn, the enemy will be in power armor, but it won't show them in power armor, so instead they're like legs or double the length and shit. So that's what that was. And of course, we got as many allies as we can get here without like overloading anything. It's kind of the idea of what we're going with anyway. I appreciate everybody coming in. I see that we have a little bit more viewers. Thank you for coming by. Shout outs to you all. You all are amazing. Good Lord. Oh damn. Oh damn. It's clipping through the walls. Oh man. Gutsy, come on, bud. What are you even doing? Come on, let me dismiss him. Ah, shit, come on. It loaded, but then I clicked out of it. No! There we go. Bye-bye. The Annihilator sentry bots are pretty good, so should be thinning them out pretty quickly here. You know, one D&D game I really wanted to do, one campaign I really wanted to do, was Fallout based. I don't think I ever actually got it off the ground though, which is the sad part. But I really wanted to do one. Man, as chaotic as this already is. Easy crazy, bro. Worst part about it is it's dark, so I can never see what they're actually shooting at. Oh. Fuck it. Let's bring an alien in. Go get him, Zetin. He might not last long, to be fair, but... Got a 5-second respawn, so shouldn't be too bad. It's those missiles that are really fucking us up. That's really what's getting us. If it was anything else, it wouldn't be too bad. But it's them damn missiles. Come on. Come on. Let me disable him. Thank you.
Oh my god.
And so the Brotherhood of Steel have basically, hello, hello. How's it going, Artemis? Good to see you. So the good news is that the Brotherhood of Steel have called upon everything in their arsenal. So after we take this out, should be easy peasy from here on. Oh. Really hope that doesn't screw me over, but we'll see. No, about the same. Dribbling by and causing chaos as well. Taking on the Brotherhood of Steel, which is quite the task. Quite the task. Why? Because it's fun. Whoa, bro, that actually legitimately scared me. You just turn around and I just see the face of a vertibird right there. Oh, I was terrified for a second. Legit fear. Oh no. That was some absolute legit fear. I am not lying on that one. I felt my heart like nearly stop. It was scary shit. Come on, get me up here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I ain't doing shit. What the hell am I doing? Hold on. Hold on there. Hey, Chaotic, thank you for following, bud. Absolutely love to see that. Jeezy, crazy, beautiful cover girl. Please don't get in my way, Enclave. Thank you. Bro. I do too. I want all their heads if I can manage it. That would be nice. Oh man. There we go. Jesus, how many more do we got? There's one more? Two more, okay. I will have to check my alerts in a minute. I want to get through this if I can first. Broham is running. Doing hit and runs. There we go. There we go. Down you go, buddy. Whew. I'm on Zet and I'm going to disable you too. I honestly should just leave my super mutant pals. Yeah, there we go. Should be it. Says we got one more. After that, I can finally go to the mattress over here and lay down till fucking sunrise so we can actually see some stuff. There we go. They're a-spinning. They're out of control. They're screaming Mayday into many different headsets. Man, I hope I got all of them all. It still says there's one more over here. Man, fuck this. Ah! Not my rad scorpion. We have a named Red Scorpion ally named Scorpio. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Or her, rather. I believe it was a her. Yeah, it was a her. Sorry about that. Scorpio, the female Red Scorpion. Was a glowy, but I'm pretty sure she accidentally fell in battle at some point, so she respawned as a different one, but we can pretend, right? Go away, bleeder. All the super mutants just call us bleeders. It's great. Yes, I can sleep. Perfect. 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 Scorpio, yeah. Well, that did that. Alright, I'm gonna check my alerts. So I'm pretty sure my new alert came up. Just want to double check everything's working right. Man, it's always so great to see. Yeah. So, the alerts are still working. That's good. I'm gonna have to replay that one more time. Just so I can get... I don't know why that's centered like that. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, it's still weird. Alright, whatever. Whatever, that's fine. I'll just set it back to how it was. So, one more test. There we go. Let's put it right dead center of the screen. Call it good. So thank you again, Chaotic, for joining the Cons Empire. We absolutely adore having new people here at all times. Everybody is welcome. May have to take a minuscule of a break just so we can, not like, I'm not going to go away from the mic or anything, just mainly trying to get all this sorted out. Like, I don't understand why some of my alert sounds don't work. Maybe I'm just dumb, but, you know. Some of the alert sounds just do not like to work, and I don't know why. Like, I had to completely redo my my alerts because the old sounds, I couldn't replace them for some reason. Like, if I tried to upload anything new, they just would not function at all. There would be no sound. I could max out the volume on the setting, it'd still be nothing. Like, looking at it in the settings right now, everything looks fine. It's centered fine, everything's hunky-dory into story, good, you know what I mean? And then suddenly it's just like, nope, not working anymore, buddy, sorry. So I don't know. I don't know at all. And you know, maybe I just don't get it. Just touchy, and I don't know why.
Why are you so touchy? Quit being so touchy. You're so pretty. You're always pretty.
I apologize if this is kind of boring for you all, but as I have said here many times at this point, just about every stream I do has a little bit of troubleshooting pretty much all the damn time. Fuck. What? No, don't do that. There we go. And then we add text to speech and message. So once again, trying the text-to-speech out again. Hopefully it works. Can't make that any smaller. Oh, there we go. There we go. I fixed it somehow. So now whenever I get the ability to super chat, people will be able to use text-to-speech, at least for the super chats. As of right now, if you tip, and this is just for anybody and everybody that comes through here, if you super chat more than $3, you should get, or tip more than $3, you should be able to get whatever message you want, as long as it's within a 15-second max duration. You should be able to hear that play through the text-to-speech. Otherwise, I do have AI voices that can also say whatever you want to say. You just let me know what you want to say, and it'll be done. Why is the... That seems lame. Why is the raid and the tip the same thing? We're just going to change that then. There we go. I think that would just be better anyway. I don't know why I know I know why it's like that, but it just looks stupid. Now you get to why it's like that, but it doesn't make it not dumb. All that makes sense, that makes sense, the followed makes sense. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, raids and super chats are the same. It's like, why? Why are they the same? That doesn't make sense. That don't make no sense. So we're just going to copy that. Now that we've gotten all that bogus stuff out of the way. And we're going to hop over here, and we're going to go to here, and then we're going to highlight this here, and then we're going to go that, and then boom. There you go. And now, just to make sure that all works, because I don't want it to do that thing that it does sometimes and be like, oh yeah, it worked, and then it doesn't work. It actually had a sound. What? I am so surprised. Hooray! Oh, and it played on stream, did it? I heard it echo through the stream. I'm sorry, Kadak, you're gonna be my guinea pig to make sure. Yeah, there we go. It works. It works. I just don't get why that's cut off like that. That's the only thing that is bugging the absolute hell out of me. Oh man. Come on, let me preview it. See, I do not like that, and I don't know how to fix it. If I can even fix it at all. Please say you're fixed. Oh. Okay. That was a bit delayed for whatever reason. I'm going to hope. There we go. It's just a one-time thing. We're good. It's working flawlessly now. Good. There we go. Consider it fixed. Consider it fixed. So yeah, thank you again, Chaotic, for the follow. Love to have you here. Thank you for stopping by and stopping in and being so kind as to drop that follow. It means the world. More than you realize. It means the world. Thank you so much. Okay. Now that we're done fiddling with that. Let's Let's run, skip, hop, and jump back over to here. And get to edit our wonderful rocket launcher. Alright. Good. Welcome in. Everybody's popping in. Good to see you. Hope you're having a tremendous Tuesday. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow. And I hope you will come back and join us again for tomorrow. Going to be... going to be much like today, where it's discussions, a little bit of gameplay in the background. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm probably going to find some more videos to talk about, just so I can cover more of what I wanted to cover today. I pretty much got through it, I think, but yeah, just there is some things that have been going on with WotC, Wizards of the Coast, whatever you want to call them, where what's up, Scorpio? Are you okay? Are you doing all right? Okay. Anyways, but there has been some stuff going on with Wizards of the Coast, at least with the new Player's Handbook, that's a little meh, to say the least. And I did cover that earlier, but long story short, they had a oh my goodness, they had a great run with the artwork that they had in there, and there is a blood bug up there. I'm just seeing its legs. Can you even shoot that? Oh. That you can shoot. Cool. Alright, just testing shit out, sorry. Oh, that's a stingwing. He dead now. But, yeah, WotC's been doing some weird things whenever it comes to the new PHB, mainly. The whole transition from races to lineages to now to species, that the species doesn't have inherent bonuses or anything to being them, that all comes from your background now. I find that just to be a little weird, to say the least. But I think we will, next stream, I'll have a couple of videos lined up that we will kind of watch and just kind of give our opinion on, and I'd definitely love to hear from you guys as well. Any of you who play D&D on the regular or whatever, or have just played it and enjoyed it, anything like that. All opinions are welcome. I don't have a particular quote on that one. Just anybody and everybody's opinion matters. So I think that should be like bare minimum. But next stream, I think I might also have a surprise of having the webcam on and just kind of letting you all see a face to the name and the channel, despite just the avatar itself. And just in case anybody's wondering, I don't look exactly like the avatar, obviously. I got the glasses though, that should matter, and some longish hair, but and blue eyes. So I got a 3 for there. What the hell kind of walk is that, Scorpio? You alright? Well, would you look at this? Oh dear. Oh dearest me. Don't I have... I just saw it a second ago. Yeah, there we go. No sense if you damage a limb enough, it just breaks off. Yeah. Well, you can have it either way. I'm a nice guy. I give my allies stuff. You know, I heard something today, and I'm actually very curious to see if that is going on in my settings. Oh, there it is. Oh, the program has to be restarted, really? Okay. Interesting, interesting. Well, that's good to know. At least I know that now. What? That's interesting. Oh, okay. Alright. Cool. No. I'm not gonna restart now, because then I'll have to stop my stream. But, actually, how long am I going? 3 hours? Alright. We might go ahead and call it now, I think. I don't think it would hurt anything if I did, right? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Alright, so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it for now. Once again, thank any of you and all of you who have stopped by. Thank you to Chaotic Cafe for the awesome follow and for being my guinea pig for making sure that I set up my alerts correctly. If you enjoy this content, enjoy anything that I have done, please do what you can to support the channel. I would absolutely love and adore if at some point in time we did end up getting so much support for this channel that I can just basically tune in at any time and just be able to kick back, enjoy with you guys, talk about some stuff, play some games, just whatever happens to be on the docket for that day. Also, do remember that later this month we are going to be covering a hella long documentary, so I hope that you all are more than willing to join me whenever that happens. If it drops on a Sunday, then we'll probably end up covering it the following Monday, and we will go through as much as we can. It's supposed to be like a 3 to 4 hour long doc, so we might end up going like our full 4 hours. If that covers all of it, then awesome. If it doesn't, we'll just break it up into a 2-parter or however many parter we need. I know I'm very long-winded, but whatever the case is, we will get through it together, and I think that'll be fun for all of us. Tomorrow we will be looking at some videos, doing our own little coverage and reaction of those, and yeah, who knows, I might have a surprise for you. We'll see. In the meantime, I thank you all once again for stopping by and chilling out with me. I hope you had a terrific Tuesday. I hope you have an even more wonderful Wednesday, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to once more delve into these discussions and other topics and maybe some more gameplay. We will see. We'll just see what happens. As of right now, we are 27 followers in, so that means that we are less than halfway No, we are more than halfway to affiliate, which is awesome. I can't wait until that happens. I'm hoping that whenever we get there, we'll be able to get some custom emojis and stuff for you guys, so badges, that sort of thing. I think that'll be really fun. And until then, I appreciate you all essentially riding this wave with me, and I can't wait to see you all again tomorrow. So have a terrific rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you on Wonderful Wednesday. Till next time, guys, take care. This has been the Con reporting from the Conium, which is my inner sanctum, I guess. Alright, take care, everybody. I love you.